All right. Yeah, but like, kind of be like those like old men from like the 40s or something, or like in World War II, where they're just like, oh gee, I don't understand why these young men have to cuss so much on this YouTube thing. I just came on here to learn about some military benefits. Back in my day, no one cussed or did anything wrong. We just killed a bunch of people. But the Nazis, they deserved it, and those dang Japanese too. Whew. All right, so if you're scared of stocks or you don't really know where to start, don't worry, I'm here to help you. If you're just starting out with stocks and you don't really know where to go from here, I totally get that. We all have felt that way at some point. If you don't know what to do, then what I would really encourage you guys to do for your first steps with starting out in the stock market is invest in blue chip companies. What I mean by blue chip companies, if you haven't seen my other video, is it's pretty much companies that we all know and love. You can say the name and someone's heard of it, right? It's those Fortune 500 companies. It's Disney, Netflix, Apple, companies like that. Do you really think that Apple's gonna go out of business? Do you think Disney's gonna go out of business? No, right? Those are huge companies. It would take so much for them to go out of business. And those are the blue chip companies. What you're gonna get from these companies is you're gonna get a dividend yield. And if you don't know what a dividend yield is, it's pretty much the monthly cash flows you're gonna get from investing your money. So what I would encourage you guys to do if you're just starting out is invest in these blue chip companies. Take whatever small amount of money and you wanna start committing every month, because you should make it a commitment and something that you're gonna keep sticking with, because that's really what business is. It's about dedication, commitment, doing something every single day until you reach that successful level. So start now by putting in an X amount of money every single month. And when you're looking at that, there's a second step that you want to look at. Not only do you want to invest in these blue chip companies, which have, a good growth rate over the years, which you can kind of, if you're using like an app like Robinhood or Webull, you can select, is it one day you're looking at, 1 month, 1 year? You want to look at their growth history and see how they've been doing. Has there been a lot of ups and downs? Has it been pretty steady? Coronavirus! I want to look at their dividend yield that they're giving out to their investors. When you look at these blue chip companies, when you're first starting out, you also want to think about the sector that they're involved in. You have all your money put in blue chip companies that are just in oil production or gas or technology, and something changes with that sector, you can either make a lot of money or you can lose all your money in one go, right? So what you want to do is, everyone's heard of it, it's called diversifying your assets. You want to do that within stocks too. You want to make sure that you have some blue chip stocks if you're starting out, and make sure that you're covering multiple sectors. So if something happens to the energy sector, something happens to, gas and oil or technology, that you're covered by those other sectors, and it's really giving you a more structured safety net. That brings me into my next thing, is if you're worried about losing money. And, if you're one of those chumps, then, pack your shit and get the fuck out of here, because that's what business is, it's scary, but if you're not gonna do it, then well, get out of here, go on. I totally get that it can be scary. I get it. I've been scared about a lot of stuff. I've not taken action on things that I regret in the future because I was scared. But listen to what I just said, right? You can regret not taking action out of fear. And that sucks. You don't want to be looking back 10, 20 years in the future and regret the fact that you didn't take action just because you were scared. You might feel validated in the future because maybe everyone lost their ass because they invested so much, but you don't know. None of us know in the future how it's going to be. All I can tell you is that I believe, and a lot of people believe the same way, that it's more risky to wait your entire life and never invest than it is to just invest. If you're worried about losing money, I get it. But when you're looking at things like stocks, and it's not always the same way with other type of investments, but really with stocks, is if you look at the growth rate from like say the year 2000 to present. Let me show you something. I've got, what we're looking at right here is, the dot-com bubble, where the stock market was doing crazy stuff. It had awesome growth, and then it just fell, right? And you can see over the years how the stock market is doing. Look at the 2008 market crash, a drop in 37%. I mean, that's crazy, but the next year, no one talks about, the growth of 26%, right? So whenever people talk about being scared that they're gonna lose money, they're looking at it in the sense of the short term. They're not looking long term. And when you're looking at the short term year compared to another year, you can lose money. But if you just hold out and you stay your course and you stay focused on the long term assets that are stocks, then you're gonna realize that over the course of 5, 10, 15 years, you're only gonna do better. Very, very unlikely are you going to lose money. And to solidify that, the only time that you actually lose money is when you sell your stocks. It's the same thing in the 2008 real estate crash, right? The value of your property might have gone down astronomically, but unless you sold your property, that didn't really mean anything. If you were able to ride it out through all of that and get back to a healthy economy, it never really mattered to you. Yeah, on paper you lost money, but in reality you didn't. It's the same way with stocks. Unless you sell out of fear, then you're not going to lose money. If you can just keep putting money in every single month, not look at what's happening, not look at the dips and the ups, and just stay focused, then in the long run, I promise you, you will do well. All right, and so the third thing that keeps people from investing, and not just in stocks, but in anything in general, is they think they don't have enough time. When you break down, how much time that you have in the day, I think we can all find a little bit of time to be able to put towards our future. Alternative to money, it is one of the best things that you can do, is spending a little bit of time in your day to invest in your future. Not just money, but in everything that you do, whether it's knowledge, personal growth, health. Investing in your future is something that you should make time for. Stocks is one of those things that really, compared to every other type of investing, is one of the easiest and fastest way that you can invest your money. It can take you, 5 minutes a day. If you get one of those apps like Robinhood or Webull, you can just put, maybe $50 in every month and identify these blue chip companies that you want to invest in across a couple different sectors and just put that money in every month. It can take 5 minutes, and that's all you have to do. When you're looking at stuff like online retail, real estate, starting your own business, these things take way more time than that. They're a little bit more lucrative in the sense that you can make a lot more money, but stocks are a good way to make money. It beats out your savings account any day. It beats inflation, or it should, if you're getting a good dividend yield growth. And that's really what all this comes down to, is it's your time versus reward with this. If you spend a lot of time with stocks, you can make some good money, but you can make almost as good, if not better money, than by just doing the things that I talked about. Just taking your money, putting it into blue chip stocks that have a good dividend yield, and just playing the long game with it, just holding out, just keep putting money in and watching it grow over time. And if you do that as a complete novice, you have no skill, you can do just as well, if not better, than someone who thinks that they're a professional and is looking at all these analytics and trying to pick the best companies. Because you really got to look at your time evaluation for this. Is it worth your time trying to do a little bit better, or trying to play the game a little bit better, or predict the stock market, instead of you just saying, you know what, this has been keeping me out of this for too long. I'm just going to get into it right now, and I'm going to take the money that I do have and I'm going to put it in some long-term buy and hold dividend yielding stocks.